What are some guys' secrets girls don't know about? We never know when you like us. I'm 48. Looking back, I fucked up so much. Girl gave me double scoops of ice cream for the cost of a single. Never caught on. Classmate asked me to come over and study with her where she was house sitting. Completely missed that one. Giving a girl I liked a back rub. She took off her t-shirt and was flashing side boob. Figured that one out after about 10 minutes, but was really scared because I wasn't sure I was reading that one right. Edit, the ice cream girl did this the entire summer. We'll never know about the second, but I'm certain I missed that one. Third one, we were dated for a couple of years. Also, remember another miss. Roomie was going out to the bars. She was wearing a mesh shirt with no bra. She wondered if her nipples showed too much. Another one over my head. She admitted years later that she wanted me. Years ago in a Reddit thread around how oblivious guys are. Guy 1. So, I didn't have good social skills, and I was shy, and didn't pick up on signals in high school, at all. At all. Never had a clue. At the 10-year reunion, my biggest crush in high school came up to me and told me she always wished I would have walked up to her and kissed her, and didn't I ever pick up on that? Of course I didn't, or I would have. I'm not an idiot. If I could do it all over again. Guy 2, you didn't miss it the second time too, did you? Guy 1, no, there wasn't a second time. She was talking about high school. I only found out about it at the 10-year reunion when she came up to me and said, "Oh god damn it, motherfuck." Edited to add. After 10 years and telling this story 20 times, usually to only a handful of upvotes, this is now my top comment. I wish I could remember the original story. It was much better than my paraphrasing. It might have been on Reddit, might have been Dig, might have even been Fark back in the day. It's gotta have been 10 years since I read it. Guy tells his friend I wouldn't notice a crush if she smacked me upside the head. She smacks him upside the head. He doesn't put it together until much later. As the commenters point out, he did specifically tell her that wouldn't work. If it looks like I'm ignoring you, I'm probably just so deep in thought that I forgot I actually exist. Or no thought at all. Sometimes when asked what are you thinking about and a guy says oh, nothing, he may actually just be in the void. But also, if you ask me what I was thinking about, the answer is nothing. What are you thinking about, Al? Peg, if I wanted you to know what I was thinking, I'd be talking. Dudes can be friends for years and not know each other's real name. I once worked with a guy for 3 years and never learned his name. Best friend I ever had. We still never talk sometimes. The Ron Swanson way. There was a dude I played CSGO with in Japan casually. Just played with him all the time and occasionally chatted out of game. No other reason except we were just both there in that game. Guy was fun, super charismatic, always had something interesting to talk about, appreciated dick jokes. He was a man's man. Then for various personal reasons, I dropped PC gaming. I didn't say bye to anyone or anything. I just stopped logging in. A year or two later, I don't even remember, I logged into Steam and realized that people had been leaving eulogies in case I died. It was super sad. I didn't realize that not saying bye would mess with some people. So I left a note on my Steam account explaining why I wasn't around. A few years go by, and I notice something in my YouTube suggestions, autoplay's happening and I'm just scrolling and then I hear my former Japanese game colleague's voice. It hit like a fucking truck. Was this my dude? I watched the video and 10 seconds in, holy shit, it's him. Guy's now a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers. Watched his videos and blissed out. I'd missed this guy so much and didn't even realize it. He didn't have a way to privately contact him, which made sense. But not too much longer. I had an excuse to talk to him for work-related reasons. Part of his work is translation services, and my company does business in Tokyo. I got to use that as an excuse to talk to him for a bit. Exchanged business contact info since the stuff he does for his YouTube intersects a little with my work as well. Point of this story is that at no point in this story before we exchanged contact info did I actually know his real name. Years and years, tearful reunions, etc., and I knew who he was by only his voice and his avatar. Edit, I didn't think Japanese YouTuber with 1 million subscribers and CSGO were enough clues to give away who he was, but then you guys guessed it right anyway. We really have no control over what we do in your dreams. Holy shit this. My wife for our entire relationship has dreams where I'm just a giant piece of shit. She tells me about all the horrible shit Dream Me does and then I have to reassure her that her brain is controlling Dream Me. She never blames me for any of it, but it's just so real to her right after waking up. Then she rolls over and sees my dumbass snoozing away and realizes that real me is sweet and would never abandon her at the Grand Canyon, or pour beer on her at a high school party. We're both 30 so that second one really doesn't make sense. Like, abandon you at Niagara, babe? Maybe. But never the Grand Canyon. My GF gets genuinely upset when I cheat on her in a dream. I don't get it. We like compliments. If you compliment a guy, he might remember it for years. And then he might think you're into him because we never receive compliments, but that is an entirely new issue. Addendum, this is specific to compliments from the gender we're attracted to, which is part of the reason why we're starved for them. It's so easy to misconstrue as flirting. I mean, some dude saying "yo cool shirt bro" is likely to make me smile and say thanks, and then never think of it again. But that one time years ago the McDonald's cashier smiled at me and said she liked my shirt, I still remember that fondly. A lady at my first job said I had nice eyelashes. It has been 10 years and I still remember that. Greater than, a lady at my first job said I had nice eyelashes. Greater than it has been 10 years and I still remember that. When I was in year 9, / 26 years ago, some random junkie girl said that she likes the color of my eyes. I still remember that. Occasionally when we pee, the streamline comes out in 2, sometimes even 3 separate streams for a few seconds. It's surprisingly cool every time unless one of the streams kicks out at a 45-degree angle and pisses on the floor. Nothing is worse than when all 3 streams miss the bowl on different sides. Or when you see how much pressure you can create before it's over. And peeing the leftover poop off the toilet bowl is every man's unspoken duty. We take a step to the side to unstick our balls. I do the same for my coochie lips if they are uncomfortable. This is why men's jeans have deeper pockets. And to flip erections up into their shirt. Nice try, honey. I still won't tell you where I keep my snacks. I just get snacks my wife doesn't like, lol. Genius. Dagnabbit. We fear we are loved for our value and not for who we are. My dad is in his 70s and has been semi-retired for about 5 years. Last time I saw him we had had a few beers and I asked him why he hadn't retired fully yet, because money isn't the issue. He got quiet and then confided that he doesn't know what to do with himself if he isn't working. 10 minutes later he apologized for sharing his feelings because that's not what men are supposed to do. Men, in society, are valued only by what they provide, and you are expected to be perfectly stoic about it, even after you are discarded by society. Fuck, this hit hard. I think I'm gonna call my father. Damn, this hits home like a motherfucker. We don't want to tell you certain things are worrying us because we don't want you to worry also. Now there's just 2 people worrying, whereas before, one was worrying, and the other was happy, which is a reminder to us not to worry so much. I saw information about a recent study that showed that if a woman is experiencing a negative emotion, like worry or sadness, that she will tend to feel better if there is someone worrying or being sad with her. Men will tend to feel worse. I think men may be less likely to share their feelings because women may be reacting with them, but that makes them feel worse. It's a bit different if the person you're telling can do something about the issue, but for something currently unsolvable there's no reason to extend the misery to anyone else. If it's okay for women to vent and not expect solutions, should be okay for the guys too. We have an entire language around the head nod. It's weirdly sophisticated too. You can actually tell how comfortable guys are around each other based on if they say hello with an up nod or a down nod. Up for your bro, down if you know. Up nod greets a friend, down nod is acknowledgement of something, even if it is as simple as mutual existence. I do agree it is more nuanced than that, just heard that description before and thought it fit pretty well. Some of these come up pretty frequently, but it's still helpful for women to be aware of them, I guess. Here's a non-exhaustive list. On mobile, so sorry if I screw up the formatting. When I say I'm thinking about nothing, I'm serious. My brain was off, it's just static up there or random scenes from movies. Most of us are acutely aware of how scared women are of men, and we all do our best to minimize that fear for you. My run yesterday around the loop in my park? Gotta be going the opposite direction as the women who are rollerblading so they can see me coming the whole way, don't make eye contact so I don't come off as creepy, etc. I actually like interacting with kids. They're insane and goofy, say crazy things, and are fun to interact with. No, I'm not a pedo, I'm just treating them like the tiny humans they are and they deserve attention. Fruity drinks taste awesome and I want to order them. Those little umbrellas and cool straws are the shit. Yes, we are all mentally 16 and will giggle about any number of stupid things. We like boobs, your own big / small / perky / saggy / freckled / clear / big nipple / small nipple / whatever other insecurity are no exception. Boobs are great. Compliments live rent-free in our heads forever. My favorite shirt is my favorite because a cute girl told me she loved the color and it looks good on me, 4 years ago. Our balls move. We laugh watching it as much as you do. Saying she's cute does not mean I am actively trying to get with her, it's just an observation. We like specifics. The trash is full is an observation, and we will agree with you. Our brain did not hear please take out the trash like you intended us to. My last point can be changed with thorough training and a lot of patience and clarifying expectations. Dear God, just tell us where you want to eat or what you want as a Christmas present. Most of us suck at those guessing games, even if we really try, and we just want to get you what is actually going to make you happy. To expand on some of these, if I may. Many guys' worst moments are on elevators when a girl gets on after us and doesn't pick a different floor. We now have to find a not intimidating way to subtly get past / them through the door first so that we can pick our directions first so we're clearly not following them. Kids are absolutely incredibly bright and insightful about a great many things. I spend my break times as a teacher sitting with the kids rather than the other teachers because their brains are awesome. How are you today? Good. Why? I dunno, I don't have a reason. Wow. You're right, I don't need a reason to be happy today, I can just be happy. Kids are fountains of knowledge. Give me a twirly / twisty / crazy straw in any drink and I'll be thrilled. Offering me a ride home on a rainy day after work will be seen as just that. If you're trying to get something more out of me, tell me. To echo your comment, don't leave us guessing. We're going to take the safer route and less objectively creepy route by the eyes of society and assume you're being polite. Guys are far more likely to avoid any chance of being labeled a creep than to ever assume something is in their favor and will far more gladly move on in their lives alone than face any consequences for misunderstanding someone's indirect actions. Greater than many guys' worst moments are on elevators when a girl gets on after us and doesn't pick a different floor. We now have to find a not intimidating way to subtly get past / them through the door first so that we can pick our directions first so we're clearly not following them. Pro tip, pull out your phone once you both get off the elevator. You can check your mail, or text message, or anything, that gives you a 20 seconds buffer. The compliment thing is real. One of my female friends of several years gave me this bombshell last year and it still lives in my head rent-free. You're the man I compare all others to. Like damn, you trying to make me cry? 'Cause I will. Those memes that are like, women, I wonder what he's thinking about. Man, dumbest shit ever to be thought about. Are far more true than you think, but it could also be the complete opposite. They could be thinking the deepest, most philosophical shit ever too. Either way their answer will be nothing. It can also be nothing. True, could just be staring blankly into nothing. My girlfriend asked me if this is true. I said yes, then looked up at the rafters that are exposed in the ceiling and told her right now I'm imagining being a little action figure sized dude and trying to make my way from one side to the other using whatever pipes or wires are available. Sometimes when it's up, it's not because we're horny. But don't let that stop you, queen. Conversely, sometimes when it's not up, doesn't mean we're not horny. Give a brother a minute to relax and pitch the dang tent. Gotta get the blood flowing, I guess, ha. When you explain or rant, my brain is telling me how to fix it. And yes, I'm listening, but this is how you fix that problem. Edit. Well, I've done it. A lot of men are helping me with my problem too, and women aren't too happy about how I didn't really listen. Wife and I are trying the do you need comfort or solutions for this rant. It works surprisingly well. Took me years to learn when my wife is telling me her problems, it's not always because she wants me to fix them. She literally just wants me to listen and acknowledge that her problems exist. Took her years to learn that when she tells me her problems, I am instinctively working out a resolution. I listen, I acknowledge, and then I ask if there's anything I can do. If not, I stay out of it. This is one of the biggest causes of problems in relationships between men and women. Doesn't matter if it's romantic, platonic friends, co-workers. When most men hear a problem or complain about a problem, it's solution-oriented. We heard it, we want to fix it. We're complaining, we don't know how to fix it and want advice on how to fix it. Women, on the other hand, frequently just want to vent about it. They either already know how to fix it and have started the process, or don't want to fix it. They just want to let the frustration out. Both sexes have an incredibly hard time understanding that. The day the woman's perspective was explained to me was life-changing. Being armed with that knowledge has prevented many fights. Edit, Tissam for the award. We pick the urinal we pee in carefully. We carefully pick the urinal then pee recklessly. / always at least one empty space between dudes. / if not possible, we go to the poo-poo stall even if it's for pee-pee. / if not possible we wait. / if not possible we piss on the floor. In the sink. You'll find communicating with guys is a lot easier if you just are direct and open about what you want. Daryl is the most complicated man that I have ever met. I mean, who says exactly what they're thinking? What kind of game is that? Kelly from The Office. This is a case-by-case thing, I think. I am a very direct person, But my husband was raised in a household where he was psychologically abused and tested. A lot of the things he was told by his family usually had hidden meaning or some form of manipulation disguised as a nice act. I have to assure him that my words are direct and I mean what I say and I'm not trying to fuck with him. It is very difficult being around my in-laws, because they are still kinda like that. It makes me very angry that he was treated like that as a little kid. He's trying his best to learn how to have a healthy relationship with communication, and I'm very proud of him. Yes, I look at your boobs all the time. They are friend-shaped. They are like the sun, you can stare for longer with sunglasses. Don't worry, I look at my boobs too. Dude, I am constantly feeling mine up when I'm at home lol. Please for the love of God let us know if you're into us. Don't wait for us to tell you first because we won't, because we don't want to be called creeps. This. Or just make it obvious that you are not into us so we can move on. We try to, you just never realize it until you wake up in the morning 5 years from it. I like being childish, and if I trust you enough I will be childish around you. I always forget things but I really try to remember them. We have days where we want to be left alone with peace and quiet. In emergency situations our penis can be used as an antenna for radio signals. Too much info there. Now don't let it slip that this is the real reason we never ask for directions. You wasn't supposed to reveal that one. The secret is out about our collective penis. If you let me lie in your lap and you run your fingers through my hair and stroke my face, I'll say yes to whatever you propose. Edit wowzers, tanks for the updudes kind Reddit folk. This happens. I had my boyfriend keep his head on my lap and the moment I started running my fingers through his hair he said, "You know you are the best thing in my life RN, right? Honey, let's go to my parents' house for a week or two, maybe 3 even." You might be pushing it with that. A whole 3 weeks with no me time is a tough sell. We have a seam that runs up the middle of our ball sack from when we transitioned from proto-female to male while still in the womb. The stitch mark. The lower welts. And it's very sensitive when licked. Not a dude, but I have a husband. I feel like the best thing he needs when he comes home is a big ass hug. Doesn't matter if it was a rough day or long day or neither. He needs a hug. I like cooking dinner for my husband so something warm or comforting is waiting for him too, even if it's leftovers. He loves his back scratched, so I'll do that for him or scratch his head. We will sit in silence sometimes while he scrolls on his phone to decompress, then we chat and we put on the TV or go for a walk. I feel like it's the simple things that matter a lot to him. I was very intent on knowing who my husband was and what he wanted when we were dating. I try to encompass those things naturally. I will tell him I love him randomly. I tell him he looks good when he goes to work and when he is just lounging. It melts his heart and I can tell. It's a lot of fun living with a man and seeing the natural differences that are their norms. Breaks my heart when I see perfectly good men treated like garbage. I mean if he is trash, it's different, but most people are just trying their best and I think the small things I do for my husband mean a lot to him. Keep on hugging the man. I love this. I'm the same way with my husband. When we first started dating as teenagers, his instinct was to be tough. He never cried, wasn't overly affectionate, not really emotionally vulnerable. It was a product of where he grew up, where men were always drunk and fighting and not showing weakness. But I saw in rare moments how deeply he felt things. So I was always very intentional in creating opportunities to show him he is safe to be open with me. Physical affection, compliments, back rubs, asking him how he's doing on a regular basis. I think guys are taught that they can't show weakness/softness and it takes a huge toll on their mental health. It is actually possible to think about nothing. But when we say that, there is like 50% chance we are indeed thinking about nothing, and 50% chance we are thinking about something very ridiculous, that if we explained would make you think there is something seriously wrong with us. If I got into a fight with a bear but I had to use my hands, could I win? Of course I could. What am I thinking? Daydreams the whole scenario, occasionally backtracking and making it more badass. Thanks for this, it made me chuckle. It's possible to just sit and think of literally nothing. Don't ask us what are you thinking more than once. Honestly, sometimes it's best for our minds to be blank temporarily. It can be similar to meditation and sometimes necessary to still our minds. We can have just as many or more concerns and fears as women do all day every day, and phasing out can be a relief. Just pat us on the head, call us a good boy, and be happy for us. Do you think aliens poop? I mean, like, would they even have an anus? Well, all life on Earth has to excrete something as part of their metabolism. Depends if you believe Earth biology is the only one that works or if there's non-carbon based life. But yeah, they probably do poop. He didn't scratch his nose, he was smelling his finger. Revelations 17:38. You are a traitor for this. I feel called out. Fuck.